F4 UAE returns to Yas Marina for the fourth round of the championship, and with the title battle heating up, things couldn't be more intense, with three very challenging races ahead of our young stars, the first of those being at night. Dorian Pain had conquered qualifying, grabbing her first pole position. Around her, the championship contenders would go to pieces. Firstly, as Kiya Nakamura-Berta would later be ruled to have jumped the start, which would give him a time penalty. And then Freddie Slater and Keanu Al-Azari tangled on the run to turn 1. Further back, and Maxi Restrepo was almost barrel-rolled out of the race after contact with Everett Stack. With the safety car deployed, Nakamura-Berta was the leader, ahead of Pain, Al-Daheri and Powell. And on the restart, the race would remain that way, with Pain stealing the fastest lap. But with Nakamura-Berta's penalty, he would not be allowed to keep the win, as that was awarded to Dorian Pain. And the sole remaining female competitor on the grid had been able to claim a truly fantastic win ahead of all 33 of her male counterparts. A perfect way to complete her winter program in what would turn out to be her last weekend of F4 UAE in 2024. Race 2 would see an unusual scenario: rain at Yas Marina. Nobody could believe it, and as the drivers limbered up, there were question marks as to how long the race could actually endure. After 4 laps of conservative running behind the safety car, the drivers would set off into unfamiliar territory, racing in the rain at this iconic circuit. High-Tech were the team that took full advantage of the situation, and despite several incidents during the race, it would be Gabriel Stilp, Razor Sewerdden and Sebastian Murray that put on starring roles, with Sewerdden taking an early lead that he would eventually relinquish to teammate Stilp. Enzo Ye, the pole sitter, would remain in the top 3, whilst the championship contenders, Freddie Slater, Keanu Al-Azari and Kiya Nakamura-Berta, were all outside of the points, after what can only be described as the most chaotic and exciting race of the season. But incredibly, the safety car wasn't required again after the green flag restart, showcasing the skill, maturity and intellect of all the young teenagers racing at this difficult level. And of course, Gabriel Stilp had unlocked his wet weather genius and made it count when it mattered most. Gabriel Stilp and High-Tech Pulse 8 were very happy to celebrate a deserved 1-2 finish. And with 3 very different drivers on the podium, it just goes to show anything can happen in motorsport. A unique opportunity presented itself in Race 3, as in pole position, Rashid Al-Daheri, the local favourite who lives just down the road from this very circuit, had a chance to make sure there were 2 winners from the UAE in the same season, something that had never happened before in the championship's history. It turned out to be an even tougher race than the previous encounter, as the teams quickly found out that the circuit was too dry for wet tyres and too greasy for slicks. An impossible situation to call correctly, and the teams found themselves in a very tricky place strategically. The race would be red flagged and restarted, at which point Al-Daheri ensured that nobody could draw close enough to challenge his authority. But there was still rain in the air, and the ever-present threat that it could become a heavy shower. Keanu Al-Azari would grab a podium finish to take the lead in the championship for the first time, setting up an incredible showdown in Dubai next time out. But the glory belongs to Rashid Al-Daheri, who thoroughly deserved his smooth and controlled victory. There's still technically a wide-open challenge for the title now, with just 3 races remaining. But from pole position, Rashid Al-Daheri dominated Race 3 in commanding fashion, with Enzo Deligny snatching his first podium ahead of Al-Azari. And with 4 men now mathematically able to win the crown, it's game on for the finale in Dubai.